So with Black Clover building up, some of these captains, some of these elves for a while, like as the big bombastic return for Asta's group, we're finally back here for like the final part of this war, and I've got to say 183 we just keep going up from here because we're thinking, alright, we've got all the main players now. They're all arriving in the same destination. We're finally back in the capital city of like the Clover City. What are we gonna do now to top this? Because immediately we see like Yami and like Jack just like, holy shit, look at this. Like they're both there like laughing this up. They see that like their base is just turned up like that, and it's like, well, that's one hell of an appearance on that, guys. You can make it, troops. And he's like there, he's like, oh, so you came, Henry. Like he knew about that. He was like, oh. So interesting enough that Yami at least knows a bit of his capabilities, at least from there. That kind of hints that it's like, you are powerful and you did have this weird base, but it's like seeing this whole ability is like, oh, maybe he's seen this before, or like he's at least Henry's kind of implied that he would be able to do something like this before. And it was very interesting because everyone got like a little bit of a return. You get to see that like Asta's like talking with Noelle, where it's like, holy, what is up with you right now, Noelle? On there, it's like she's there, of course, being a little bit of the Cinderella, a little bit saying, oh, you better be grateful. I kept us all like learning a new magic and all that in a fight. You better be grateful to me. And it was just like immediately, it's like Asta's like, that is cool. Or, like, what is with your outfit right now? And then the side little note with Night Noelle, it's just like, I was so lonely and scared. Please help right now. Like, oh, I'm so terrified. And like everyone's just like, what is going on right now with this Bing? And he's like, well, don't worry, that thing's our ally right now. And it's just like what everyone is thinking. And before that, like all the elves just like, we do not have time for this and all that. You called to help and all that. You're never gonna stand a chance against us. And it was like, with the combination of like luck going in there and Vanessa's like kind of using the capability of dodging, having like everyone like just pouring out their entire ore from there, like Gordon, Magna, Charmy are all eating up like the food up so they can keep getting their power back, and just bombarding them with attacks from like cannon fire, like using the bull like kind of like fist and all that, charging on there. And like Yami's there, it's like, this is overkill. I love it. What do you think and all that? Like, Jack's there like, oh, I like this right now. This is good. This is some funny shit right here. Like, they're both there. Like, I imagine just Yami and Jack are just there with, like, popcorn, just, like, sitting this out. Like, they're both, like, you know, clanking each other. They got a beer in hand. They're like, this is a riot. This is a riot. It's like, they're both there. It's like, I'm loving it. Like, just seeing this shit. It's like, we got ourselves pumped to go to the main base, and now look at it. We just got this giant mech just appearing for us, taking care of it. And well, certain elves weren't taking it right now. The black, like when they saw into the case, and it was just like, oh, we know particularly, we're seeing the little cat and all that. So like that witch is like meddles in reason and logic with that particular magic, and it's like, we see someone being addressed as Rave was going to be one person and all that. And it's just like, oh, I will go. And he's like, you're awake after all these centuries and all that. It's like, is your magical like capable? Like, are you going to be okay? And I was like, okay then, so this is going to be one of our more higher elites. And that is when we learn out what exactly who Rave is, and that is the captain that we've been kind of teasing for a while now, which has been the one captain we haven't seen anything at all from, and that has been Dorothy. Like, Dorothy Unsworth has been the captain of the Coral Peacocks, the one that is always asleep. Like, we finally get to see it. So this is bad, and I mean, this is really bad. Like, Vengeance was already bad enough, having the Golden Dawn captain already taken away. We've already had the Coral Peacock. We're also as well we've got so many people like here, like that's 3 captains that we're thinking about right now that have been taken by to this magic. And it's like, apparently she is incredibly powerful, like from what has been presumed, when she finally, you know, uses her magic. Like, we see like straight up like when there's like, what is going on, because she uses her ability and then it's just like half the base is gone, like straight up. It's like, I can sense mana from the past that have disappeared, but they're not existing. And it's like, what is going on right now? Like, you know, Vanessa, Sally, Charmy, Magna, like they're all gone. Like, what is going on right now? And it's just like, you can't do anything about this, because we find out what her ability is, and that is dream magic. She's able to kind of drag people into a dream world, and you just cannot fight back until like when you're in the dream world, seemingly. And it's like, oh, our defenses are so gauche, and like with what we see on there, like goes in there and just straight up just uses his abilities, combining it with like what we saw with light power and everything like that, using this combination magic and just destroying the entire base on there. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna take you down, as like you get to Errata's like screaming, like, this is you, Leet, and all that, I'm gonna get you. And it's like, then they notice as well, like Gauch is just there. He's like, you know, just leave the rest to us and all that. You know, you can go ahead and all that and be with your little beloved Leet right now. And he's like, you really gotta put it that way, like on there. And it's just like, so we've got a very weird like entirety, like a group going on right now, as we've had, you know, one side of this entire confrontation right now going like, okay, we've got to deal with Gauch right now. We've also got to deal with Dorothy, as we see this dream magic's going to be able to like dragging them all down. And got a very weird group of like, this is going to be like having of like Vanessa, Charmy, Magna, Sally, like you got this very weird ragtag team of people dealing with this one. And it's seemingly that whilst that side is happening, we've also got Asta's going to be dealing with Gauch. She's going to be dealing with him, with Radis, like with the other people like Gordon and what have you. So definitely like they've already split up the parties to deal with one and the other. So it seems like the next person to like be dealing with is we're going to be going back to Magna, Lux, Sally, Vanessa, like Charmy. It seems like that's what we're going to be primarily focusing on. And well, it shows that the fact that this person all that has like with what we know about Dorothy now is that like, yes, she is apparently one of the stronger captains that we've had, or at least she's been the one that's been the most unknowing and unpredictable, because the fact of the matter is that all we've ever seen of her has just been jokes. It's always been like she's been asleep, and I kind of appreciate that. Obviously, she is just the huge berserk send-up that she is, because like look at her and everything. Like she's everything that we get to see from like Guts and the gang, and like everything when later on when we get more like of his allies on there. And it's like, I appreciate that, and kind of I guess the dream magic as well. We could have saw that since all the fact of Shalik as well, kind of at least is able to tap into like more of the spirit realm per se and all that. But I feel like it's like kind of a little bit of a nod up, like at least anything. But now to see what exactly Dorothy / Rave has in mind, I would love to see it, because like how like dream magic is like, this is her domain. Like she even calls it like her glamour world. Like when she activates, you're on like this cot and there's like bears everywhere, and it's just like, it gives you a little bit of an insight of exactly how Rave and maybe perhaps Dorothy even acts towards, or what she's like personally thinking about. So I don't know, this is something where it's like, finally, she's like the ace. Well, I would say she might have been the ace in the hole for like what the Black Bulls and like what the Clover Kingdom actually needed. But unfortunately, she's on the wrong side right now, and it's like, we've got 3 captains here, so it's like, this is going to be, I would say, quite bad, considering that we were already down 1 anyway with the Purple Orcas. But then again, we've had Nozzle, who's injured at the moment. We've had Fagolion that just got back into action here. Like, you got Jack, you got Yami, so obviously it's still even up, but like we've got some like strong ass people that with the in fact of like having Fana back. We've also as well like including with like, you know, Leet being seemingly returned, Raya in there, Vito, like there is a lot. Like it is a very even, if anything, where it's like, again, that I feel like that's always the problem with a lot of like fights, what you see in a lot of shonen series. Like this is a fight like where you compare a lot of the people powers and where they're going right now. It's like, this is pretty even right now, where it's like we're getting on the case, and it's more the fact that it's like you got more smarter people going on right now, where it's like, okay, we kind of need to actually set our heads at like, you know, get our game ahead here, because we've got a very weird team, and how the fact that they're going to be dealing with it, like with Sally is that in fact, no, actually her being the more curious person with her gel mags, like how's that going to work with Charmy, like how is that going to work with Luck and Magna, especially being more the powerhouses of the group, and then Vanessa as well, which is the embodiment of support magic and her fate magic and everything she can do with her string. So gonna be a very interesting combo. I'm like very looking forward. I think this was, if anything, a very strong chapter. I think like the most part was kind of short one as well. Like I thought it was a lot more shorter than usual. We did get like a little 4 coma as well on the side, which was like it was fine. Like it was something there that was just like a little joke for the most part, but it was like it was there just to mainly get some stuff for like Elite and everything on there. And it was like overall and all that, like it was fun, but overall I think this chapter as well, it was just very, the best word to describe it was bombastic. There was just thing after thing after thing. Like, I felt like no pages were just wasted. It was showcasing. Like, we had the showcase of what Gauch can do right now. With what Patry as well. Like, it's like the combination of their magic was all like insane. We had a big reveal as well that, like, with Dorothy / Raid, like, we had so much going on to here right now with this chapter, where it's like, look at like all the like echelons on there. We're seeing like exactly how much they're working in unison right now, like the Black Balls, like all what the elves are able to do, and just a big reunion. So overall, I am really thoroughly excited for this one. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below what you thought about this chapter. I absolutely love this one. I thought this was, if anything, one of the stronger chapters we've had so far. This like conclusion, like I still consider it as one whole arc, like for the most part. But I would say for this conclusion segment, I would say like the final act, this has definitely been a really good chapter, so can't wait to see more what you guys think. But that's all from me. Thanks always for watching, and I'll see you guys though next time.